Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be presenting my project, and it's basically a real-time meme coin succession prediction using machine learning. I know that's a little bit too long, but just basically we're going to be using machine learning ML to create an AI that can detect meme coins, successful meme coins, the winners from the losers. And basically this is, as we know, meme coin, a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people have made millions and made a lot of money with it. I love doing a lot of things that can create financial freedom and wealth for people because I know this just feels satisfying. So I've always wanted to do this project where I could create something that can help people track coins, especially crypto coins, because there's a lot of scams out there, and just being able to identify which one to use and which ones to avoid. So I did that for this project. So for this project, basically, what the project is, the goal is to build a machine learning system that identifies newly launched meme coins and predicts which one have the highest probability of short-term success. So it's gonna be for about 72 hour, within a 72-hour time gap between when the coin is minted, and I don't think we say minted, maybe, but when the coin is released, and 72 hours, which one would create a short-term gain, because sometimes some coins go even 200% profit. That's a lot of money. If you put in 1,000, you can make 2,000 off of it. If you put 10, 20, put 100, 200. So just using that logic. I'll never put that much money inside a meme coin because it's dangerous. But so that's basically it. So the goal, we already said, is for a prediction model. Is to predict coins that are gonna be successful, right? So the objective is basically collect data, and I'm explain how I'm gonna do that, and analyze the patterns, train the model, and then it's all about probability, right? There's still a chance that this might not work, but just basically make sure it gives you a higher probability. So that's the whole idea of it. Instead of going in completely blind, at least you have better odds. So the core idea is looking at momentum, hype, and wallet behavior when we look at these coins. So wallet behavior is how much people have bought that coin. So for example, if you look at the coin and only 3 people hold 100% of the coin, or even 70% of the coin, that shows you that that's not a really safe investment, because if 2 of them just decide to back off, all the money is going down, right? These are different factors that we need to look at when we're looking at meme coins, momentum, and hype as well. Tools that we're going to use, I'm going to be mainly using Colab. These are the environments and different things that I'm going to be using while using Python as well. So this is what I'm going to be using, the packages and stuff like that. So I'm going to collect the data. So this is the most, I feel like, the most interesting part for me, because collecting the data was not as easy. I have to use CoinGecko API, Deck Screener API, and Etherscan API. And I used all of those APIs to collect that data. And so the thing is, I'm using here, they're right over here actually. You see, I created an account, got an API and everything. But the thing is, I use the free version. So, because $103 a month, I'm not trying to pay all of that. So I'm trying to use the free version to get as much as I can for this project at least. And I use CoinGecko, I use Etherscan, and Dune, which is another one of these, which I use their API to right here to basically get all the data and the information that I need. So each one of them provides different types of information. So prices, stream, market trends, I can use CoinGecko. To get liquidity, volume, and different things, I use Deck Screener. And the number of shareholders and everything, I can get Etherscan or Dune. So that's what I'm using these for. So these are the type of data that we're going to be collecting, the name, all of these. This is the data that we're going to be collecting, and we're going to see which one we're going and not knowing which one of these are going to be playing the biggest factor in all of that. So when we do this, we're gonna first remove duplicates and all of that. These are things that we need to do. Make sure the data quality is good. Make sure the all the data that we put from all these 3 different sources, we need to make sure that they're all the same type or matching, so that we can begin to use it and run it on our Colab. We're gonna basically be using different time sets. So for volume, 1 hour, 1 hour liquidity, 1 hour holders, how many holders there are, and see the growth of that. That's what we were meant by hype and everything. So we're gonna be looking at all of these things, how fast is it growing, the volume, the liquidity, and use how many people have the wallet. Because the larger the amount of people, the more safe it becomes. Because even if 1,000 leave, there's probably more, 10,000 more or 100,000 more. So here's a little diagram to show that. So after that, we label each coin a success or a fail. If they flopped, then we call them a fail. If not, we call them a success. And basically, that's what the plan is all about. And I just want to get straight into it and show you guys firsthand the plan. So the plan, I broke it down to 3 phases, right? Phase 1 is we're gonna use a sample set of 1,000 coins, but these are all synthetic data. We synthesize this data because I don't want to just generate data and use all those API keys to pull things, then realize, oh, I should have pulled more, I should have pulled different variations. So I'm just gonna synthesize the data and make sure everything runs. Then after that, I'm gonna move to phase 2A, which is start with a smaller sample size, 52, then move to a larger sample size, which is 137. And I would want to push it to 1,000, but oh my goodness, the API reset times. So with API, especially using free API services, you can't get as much as you want. Even this, to get this much, I had to wait a couple of hours. And once it reset, do it again. And I got 137. But first I was at 52. And honestly, the results, so basically, we're not just trying to see accuracy here. We're using 5 different machine learning algorithms and to see which one of them performs the best with this. So moving forward, so that we can stick. I still believe we need a larger data set, but with this, with what we have, we're gonna see which one we're gonna be using. So the 5 models that we're using is logistic regression, NN, random forest, his gradient boosting, XGBoost. Let's see which one of these would pair good with cryptocurrency, because keep in mind, stocks are different from the crypto market. I would say crypto markets, the way that they move is very surprising, very unpredictable. So I was in for a surprise just looking at these. So this is the synthetic phase 1. Let's go into the synthetic data. We upload everything. We upload the data, the times, all of that. And that's what we did. And we started computing and we saw some pretty interesting results. And the results were between 0 to 0.1 was the peaks according to the synthetic data. So we continued and we just started training the model. After we join the labels, we make sure that data joins and everything like that. We begin to train the model. And we get the training success rate, the test success rate, and we begin to use the 5 different models to see which one would it perform the best in, right? And surprisingly, in this case, the best and the most accurate one was XGBooster with accuracy mean of 65% and all of that. And top 10 precision, was it able to predict the top 10 40% of the time it was, which was pretty good, especially compared to all of it. And right underneath it is KNG, and beneath that is random forest. Above that is random forest. So you see, even the diagram shows these things, and we get an answer of which one is the best one. So we got a winner. Winner is the XGBoost. It shows us accuracy of about between 65 to 64%. And the test accuracy is even, the CV accuracy is between 65 to 64%, but the text accuracy for the 20, we did an 80-20 split. So we trained it on 80% of the data, then we tested it on 20, and it provided us with an 85%. That's pretty interesting for fake synthetic data, right? And then we saw some other numbers as well, which coins were performing, our fake coins, which ones were performing the best, and top 5% was 20% of the times it did that. And we began to see also buy-sell ratio was one of the most important features that it used, the buy-sell ratio, the price change, and all of that. So we saw that, and we move now to phase 2A. And this is with 52 coins, right? So with 52 coins, what do we see? Well, we did the same exact things. And just to make things more interesting, and I'm coming short on time, so just to make things quick, we got the result when we compared the 5 models. This is where it really surprised me. The best performing model was Random Forest, which was the before last one for the synthetic data. But XGB was second place here. Overall, it outperformed. Random Forest outperformed XBG, and I was like, XGB boost. And I was very surprised at this. And that's not all. How predictable was it, and what was the accuracy to this, right? That's probably what you get. It got a text accuracy of 92%, which was very surprising. And here you guys can see the top performing coins: Shiba, Pepe, Tide. You guys know, I'm sure you guys have seen the memes with some of these. Floki, and I'm sure you guys have heard of some of them. These are actually famous ones. But this is one of the things that surprised me was top 5 picks, 100% success rate. Top 3, 100% success rate. Even top 10 was very successful. And that's why I decided this sounds a little too good to be true. Maybe the data set is too small. So what should I do? I decided to up the data. I got 2B now, which was more than 2 times the data that we have here. So what does that produce, right? What result does that produce? And even with that, it's so interesting. What we did was we got Random Forest again coming up top with a 92% test accuracy. And the prediction of the top 3, 100%. For phase 2A, earlier, my bad, I was reading the phase 2B results, but for phase 2A, top 5 precision was 80%, but over here it's 100, so it even improved even more. And that was some of the things that was really surprising me. And this is just for this final presentation, but I would see a real use case of this would be us taking this into the actual crypto market and using it to identify winners versus losers. And how does this correlate to my class with ethics? Is it ethical for me to do this? Is it ethical for people to use algorithms to detect which cryptocurrencies are fakes? People using them to scam people and to take their money. I think that's very ethical. But yet again, that is one side of the story. There might be another side. Maybe large organizations might be using it to see possible good ones, dump a lot of money in it, and right when other people see and they come, they go out and they take all that money, all that liquidity. So again, morality is in the eyes of the beholder. That's what I would say. Because, well, someone might use it for good, someone might use it for bad. Someone might use it to feed their family, someone might use it to take someone's money away that they would use to feed their family. So I would say it's in the hands of those who use it, but I would say that the good can outweigh the bad. And even me thinking of this, I'm just thinking of it as someone who's working on the side and needs to make extra money. They can just use algorithms like this that are available. And I'm sure already that big hedge funds probably use this even more advanced layers. But for the for the average Joe, I believe they need to have access to tools like this to give them better insights and to better decision making, especially those people who are very, when it comes to spending money or risk tolerance, who don't manage their risk tolerance, who have spending and gambling issues. This might help them and show them, hey, stop. Just because it has a nice name doesn't mean it's a good coin to invest your savings in. But thank you very much.